And I got kicked out of kindergarten my first day.
I feel like Gia would not have done as well as I just did because she probably didn't graduate any sort of school. But I did, luckily. Were those real life moms, Candace Cameron Bure, Jodie Sweet, and Andrea Barber, in the audience for the Bachelor auction?
Who's the most famous person who ever visited you on a set?
Most famous person that visited me?
Welcome to Season 2, Episode 11 of Full House Rewind. I'm Dave Coulier.
And I'm Marla Sokoloff. And today we'll be talking a little bit about Episode 11 of Season 2, also known as A Little Romance. This episode was directed by John Boab and first aired on ABC on January 13th, 1989, the year Taylor Swift was born.
Oh, is that right?
Yes, and she even has a record in 1989. You clearly don't have young daughters who are Swifties.
I don't.
Dave, why don't you give us a little rundown on what the episode's about?
I would love to, Marla. Okay, in this episode, DJ learns the ups and downs of romance while bachelors Joey and Jesse are auctioned off at a charity auction.
Wow.
Romance. Do you remember your first, crush?
I definitely remember my first crush.
I think everybody does. Right?
Also, I feel like mine was and I know this will surprise nobody, but mine was, I think I was in preschool. I remember having a crush on this kid, Jeremy. I was 5, maybe 4 or 5. And I remember telling my grandma, I was I have the biggest crush on Jeremy. And she was just no, you don't. Don't even start with that.
Aw, little 5-year-old cute Marla having
Yeah.
Mine was in kindergarten. It was Christy Johnson.
Christy Johnson.
Christy Johnson. She was the cutest girl in kindergarten. And, I got kicked out of kindergarten my first day.
What'd you do?
Want to hear the story?
Yes.
Okay. My mom used to love telling this story because it was the most embarrassing day of her life. So I go to kindergarten and I see Christy Johnson and I'm like, oh my gosh, she's really cute. So inside the kindergarten class, they had the bathrooms, and it was just 2 cinder block cubicles that went pretty high.
Okay.
So I see Christy Johnson go to the bathroom, and I'm like, I have to go to the bathroom too. So I go on the boys' side, she goes on the girls' side, and I'm actually 5 years old listening to see if she's going to say anything while she's in there, right? Because you could hear
talking to herself.
Yeah, I was like, this is, okay. I'm 5 years old. I don't know what my brain was thinking, right? So she's going to the bathroom, and I saw that you could stand up on a couple little things like the bar in there and the whatever. And I went and I peeked over the top, and I went, hi, Christy.
No.
And the teacher screamed and called my mother, had my mom come and pick me up, and I went home. My mom said it was the most embarrassing day of her entire life, that I was looking over the bathroom stall.
Yeah. And that's where it all started for you.
That's where it all went downhill after that. Yep. Yeah. Humble beginnings.
Wow. And did they let you come back the next day?
I can't remember, but I do remember that was a big year for me because during winter, I threw a snowball at a car. And just as the guy was going by, he was rolling his window down and it hit him in the side of the face.
Whoa.
And I got in big, big trouble for that.
Wow, you're poor mom.
That was kindergarten year. I was a terror. Yeah. So,
man.
Should we jump in?
Let's go ahead. Yeah.
All right. Okay.
We're going to describe what's happening in the episode together. I'll start us off. Season 2, episode 11 opens with a teaser in Michelle's room. Michelle sits in her crib as Danny and Jesse and Joey sing a rendition of Jesse Belvin's Good Night, My Love. Michelle sings Dua, and the guys exit.
Well, the show opens in the kitchen with a close-up of Jesse teary-eyed. We pull back to reveal that Jesse is wearing an apron. Becky wipes away his tears, and we see that he's chopping onions and preparing dinner.
Joey enters carrying groceries and sees that Jesse's crying. Joey jokes that Becky should date him to avoid breaking his heart. Joey asks Michelle to enter, and she walks in through the backyard doorway holding a huge baguette.
As the guys continue with the dinner preparations, Becky asks them both if she can submit them as eligible bachelors for the Women in Media Bachelor Auction that is happening that Thursday. Joey volunteers immediately, and as Jesse begrudgingly obliges, Danny enters and quickly gets enlisted by Becky to be one of the eligible bachelors.
We cut to DJ's room. DJ's doing homework as Kimmy Gibbler enters and announces that Michael Monfort likes DJ and that he wants to meet her the next day at the bike racks.
Ooh, meet me at the bike racks.
Scandalous spot to meet. Stephanie enters singing Michael and DJ sitting in a tree, KISSING, and then says that everyone in the school knows that Michael likes DJ.
You know, and the bike racks are a much better location than the top of the bathroom in class. We cut to the bike racks where Kimmy and DJ wait for Michael. Michael enters and Kimmy exits. Michael asks DJ to join him for lunch the next day at school and gives her a friendship bracelet, proclaiming that they are now boyfriend and girlfriend. As Michael places, as Mike places, I'm turning into Elmer Fudd. As Michael places the bracelet on DJ's wrist, several kids emerge from the surrounding bushes and begin cheering and applauding. How embarrassing.
We cut back to the house where Grandpa Katsopoulos, Stephanie, and Michelle are playing cards in the living room. DJ enters, followed by Danny, Jesse, and Joey dressed in tuxedos. Michael enters the door, and Danny introduces himself as DJ's father. As DJ and Michael quickly exit to the kitchen, Becky enters, dressed in a sparkly cocktail dress. Becky and the guys exit as Grandpa, Steph, and Michelle finish the card game.
We cut to the kitchen where DJ and Michael are doing their homework. Michael tells DJ that he can't have lunch with her tomorrow because he promised Kathy Santoni that he'd have lunch with her.
Ugh.
Then he crushes DJ by telling her that she's nice and fun and smart, but Kathy Santoni is so pretty. Wah, wah.
Rude.
Yeah, rude. Michael exits and DJ removes his friendship bracelet, of course.
Don't blame her. A few minutes later, DJ is lying on her bed in the girls' room. Stephanie enters and asks, "How come your boyfriend left so soon?" I don't think she said it like that. She probably said it like this. "How come your boyfriend left so soon?" I did it as as Gia. I was like, "How come your boyfriend left so soon?"
Yeah.
It was too mean. Okay, glad we got a better read on that. DJ tells her that she no longer has a boyfriend and promptly kicks Steph out of their room.
Oh, man, this is just getting worse. We cut to the charity bachelor auction where a woman approaches Jesse and pinches his butt. You could do that back on television back then.
I was going to say, you cannot just walk into a room and do that.
Yeah, you could pinch butts back then. Yeah, this is the 80s. You can pinch butts, 1989. Yep. Yeah, butt pinchers everywhere. Mm-hmm. Well, Danny complains that none of the women are noticing him. He's not getting his butt pinched.
That's right. We cut back to the house. Grandpa enters the pink bunny room where Michelle is sitting in her crib and Stephanie's asleep on the floor. Grandpa exits and Michelle playfully drops a pillow onto Stephanie's face.
We cut back to the charity auction where Danny is on stage presenting the bachelors. He introduces Joey, who is chewing gum. As Joey smiles, the gum falls out of his mouth. And as Joey tries to act suave, the women in the audience begin bidding on him. A woman with a bird on her hat bids the final offer of $300 for Joey and then reveals that she is buying him as a gift for her granddaughter, who happens to be a very attractive blonde woman in a dress.
Ooh.
He was probably thinking maybe she's a butt pincher.
Yeah, he was hoping. Becky jumps onto the stage and begins presenting Danny as the next eligible bachelor. Danny grabs the mic and works the crowd as he receives their auction bids. The lady with the bird on her hat bids $150 and wins the auction with Danny as her prize. Danny introduces Jesse to the woman in the audience and they go wild.
As the women go crazy for Jesse and the auction bids continue to rise, a woman stands and offers $1,000. That was a lot of money back then.
Very much so. Yeah.
As she jumps on stage and begins to claim Jesse as her prize, Becky stands and starts a bidding war with the woman on stage. Becky's final offer is $1,700 and she wins Jesse as her prize. She was making a lot.
Yeah. The co-host. Do you think I'm going to make that much as the co-host here? 1,700?
Yes. Millions.
We cut back to the house where Grandpa is reading on the couch in the living room. The guys and Becky enter and talk about their evening at the charity event. Grandpa tells the guys that DJ's boyfriend broke up with her, and that's why Stephanie is sleeping on the floor in Michelle's room. Danny, realizing that DJ's heart has been broken, begins to exit to console her. He enlists Joey, I know. He enlists Joey and Jesse's help on the way.
Yeah. They're buddies.
Yeah.
Well, the guys enter DJ's room where she is sitting on her bed. She tells the guys that Michael doesn't think she's pretty enough. As Danny begins to tell the ugly duckling story, what a great segue. Hey, he told you not pretty enough. Let me tell you the story about the ugly duckling.
It's another person who's ugly, and he's also a duck. So let me tell you how that story goes.
Yeah, yes. DJ gets upset, of course, and exits to the bathroom. Becky enters and realizes that the guys are way off base with the ugly duckling story.
The guys exit as Becky and DJ begin their conversation, and Becky tells a story about how she liked a boy in 7th grade and actually dyed her hair because he liked blondes. She then asks DJ to list all the best things about herself. I love this. After DJ finishes, Becky tells her that she's the best, and Michael blew it.
Yes,
As
he
they
did.
exit, 100%. As they exit, we see Stephanie's asleep on the floor in a sleeping bag. DJ drags Steph back to their bedroom.
We cut to the kitchen, and as Danny exits, Jesse begins to tell Becky that he understands that she just wants to be friends with him. Ooh. It's not you, it's me.
Everybody wants to hear that when they have a crush on someone. I see you as a friend.
Yeah. Hey, you're the greatest friend. Wah, wah. Then Becky admits that something has changed between them. As they share a kiss, Joey and Jesse enter. Michelle sees them kissing and says, John Stamos' famous line, "Have mercy." Cute. Very cute.
So cute. And that's what happens in this episode of A Little Romance. Any final thoughts on that episode?
Man, there was a lot of, we started with butt pinching.
Yeah.
And went right into break your heart and romance. That's, I guess that's, now if you're a kid watching Full House, that's tugging at the heartstrings.
Yeah. I remember my older daughter, she had a crush on a boy in like 5th grade. And she came downstairs one day and she was like in a dress. And she said, today's the day that I'm going to tell, I don't want to say his name. I'm going to tell, I got to protect her privacy here. I'm going to tell Dave I have a crush on him. And my husband and I were like, oh, good. Yay. That's great. I didn't want to not encourage her to do it. But at the same time, I'm like, does he like you? You have all those feelings. And he was in 5th grade. So of course he didn't even know what liking girls, he didn't have crushes yet. So he said he wanted to be her friend. And I felt so bad.
That's got to be so tough. Cause I remember my son, Luke, wanted to ask one girl to prom and she just said, never. She just told him flat out, never.
What?
But then he ended up bringing this other girl who was so lovely. And I said, that was meant to be. So the heck with that other girl, you got like this amazing girl to go to prom with you.
That is never. Wow. That's super harsh.
Never. I was like, that's really harsh. So like when I was in high school, a girl would never say never. They would
never.
Oh, no, you're too funny. I'd be laughing too much.
Yeah.
A more innocent time.
You're too funny.
Do you want to play a little? Speaking of too funny, do you want to play a little game based on today's episode?
Let's go.
All right. Okay. Here we go. This game is called Ready, Set, Auction. All right. In this episode, Danny, Jesse, and Joey are up for an auction for a charity event. All right, Marla, I'm going to ask you some questions related to auctions, and we're going to see how many.
I've already lost.
No. This is your first game. You're gonna do great. You might ace it.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm feeling it. Okay. Here's your first question. In 1999, the Monroe Bible was sold at Christie's for over $89,000.
Okay, that's a lot.
Was it owned by Marilyn Monroe, Bill Monroe, the father of bluegrass music, or President James Monroe? Who had the Bible?
I'm gonna go with Marilyn, just because I really like Marilyn.
Ding, 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 ding. Yes, it did. Yes.
Woohoo!
Yes, it belonged to Marilyn Monroe and included a lot of her personal little annotations that she had made.
That's very cool. I would love to see that. I don't know if I want to see it for $90,000 or whatever it went for, but
and just think what it's worth now.
Yeah, that was 1999. Yeah.
There's probably a lot more martyrs now, a lot more saints.
Yeah.
Okay, question 2. You got that? You're 1 for 1. Okay, in 2004, a piece of used chewing gum was auctioned for over $14,000. Did it belong to Bill Clinton, Derek Jeter, or Britney Spears?
I'm gonna say Derek Jeter. Do you think he like spit it out while he was playing? Yeah, maybe he like, you know, like some people spit like the chewing tobacco or whatever, and maybe he spit gum.
That's a really good guess.
But I'm wrong.
We don't know yet. You could keep going. You're just thinking it out.
Okay. What was the other one? Bill Clinton, Derek Jeter. I'm gonna say Derek Jeter. Yeah. I'm gonna go with that one. I feel confident.
Final answer? Derek Jeter. It was Britney Spears.
How did they get her chewed gum? That's gross.
Question 3 is true or false. In 2006, William Shatner auctioned his kidney stone for charity.
That's amazing if it's true. I'm actually working right now with Bill Shatner, and I've spent some time with him, and he is a riot. So I'm going to say this is true because I could totally see him doing this.
Ding, 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 ding. It's true. It sold for auction $25,000.
That's gross. What did somebody do with that?
Maybe they made kidney bean soup.
They made some chili.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know what you make. Kidney bean chili. Thank you, Bill. Man, but the gas. Oh, it is out of this world, Bill.
Disgusting.
Yes. So you got that one right. What are you working on with Bill Shatner? What are you doing?
Know, it's actually, this is really interesting. So do you know Tom Bergeron?
I do.
Okay, so they're very good friends. And Tom Bergeron, it's loosely based on a story. I wrote it with my writing partner, Katie Keene, and I'm going to direct the movie. And it's based on Tom's family, basically, who, when his parents passed away, he bought the childhood home that he lived in. So it kind of, that's like the very quick one-liner of what it's about. But it's about a family trying to rebuild their relationships through a home.
Oh, that's a neat little story. Always wanted to meet William Shatner.
He's exactly how you want him to be. Like my writing partner and I, before we wrote the script, when we went for our first meeting at his house, we were like, it's like almost a Saturday Night Live skit, because it's like you go in at this big, tall driveway, and you know, behind these huge gates, he has these giant dogs. I mean, in my head, they were like German Shepherds. I'm not sure if that's accurate, you know, and he had this beautiful spread of food for us. Like it was so old Hollywood and perfect. Like it was everything I wanted it to be.
He's mid-80s?
No, he's like 92. You're
kidding.
Yeah. And
I just saw him on something. He looks amazing. 92.
Looks amazing and doesn't skip a beat. Yeah, he might even be 93 now. Yeah, 92, 93, somewhere in there. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
He hosted a show. It was like something about odd things or something. I forget what it was, but he hosted a show and it was really good. I want to say it was like 10 years ago, but
okay.
He was a really good host. Really
yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
All right, we're not done yet though.
Okay, sorry. I'm trying to get out of the question and answers by, distracting you.
We're veering off. We're going off.
All right, here we go.
Okay, here's question number 4. Another true or false question. In 2004, a 10-year-old grilled cheese sandwich bearing the image of the Virgin Mary sold on eBay for $28,000.
I remember this, actually. I totally remember when this happened. I'm going to say it's true. right?
It is true. I don't remember this, but people see, visions of Jesus or something in a potato chip. Like,
Yeah.
do you see it? And you're like,
Or like a cloud.
It looks, okay, yeah, sure. Yeah, I totally see it. Yeah. But it's true. And I went to Catholic school, so I'm not going to make any jokes. I'll go straight to hell. But you know what? The coffee is always hot in hell. So there's a bright side. That was Bob Saget's joke. Yeah, that's one of Bob's. All right, question 5. Here we go.
Oh boy. Okay, here we go.
Okay. You're doing really good.
Thank you.
You thought you were going to tank, but you're doing great, actually. In 2005, a Dorito chip. Oh, here's. Okay, I was just talking about this. I ruined the next question. Wah, wah. In 2005, a Dorito chip resembling something sold on eBay for over $12,000. Did it resemble the Pope's hat, the state of Michigan, or Justin Timberlake's nose?
No, not the nose. I feel like, what was the first one?
The state of Michigan,
Okay.
the Pope's hat, or Justin Timberlake's nose.
State of Michigan?
Is that your final?
No, you know what? Actually, people don't really see states. They see like visions. So I'm gonna go Pope's hat.
You are 5 for 5. It's the Pope's hat. And again, went to Catholic school. I'm not going to make any jokes.
Right, you're gonna leave that one right there.
Not going to make any jokes. Yep. But Saget would always make these horrible, horrible jokes. And then he would always have like a way to kind of soften it a little bit. When I said you were ugly, I meant, you're in a good way.
In the best way possible. Ugly is not always bad. In your case, it's not. It's a good situation you have going. That's so
I miss
funny.
him so. I miss him. Yeah.
Bob, it's crazy.
Yeah, you did really well in that game.
I did. I feel like Gia would not have done as well as I just did because she probably didn't graduate any sort of school. But I did, luckily.
Gio would be too busy lighting a smoke.
Yeah.
Hold on a second. What was the question again?
Yeah, exactly.
Next question. Yeah.
Okay, and with that, it's time for...
Cut it out.
Of course, every episode of Full House had a heartfelt scene, and we have cut out a scene from season 2, episode 11, that we're going to read together. And I'm going to be playing the role of DJ, and Marla, you're going to be playing the role of Becky.
Oh, I'm going to love this. Okay.
Soft music. Becky and DJ are talking in the girls' room. DJ says, Becky, there's nothing to talk about. I'm ugly, but boys don't like me, and that's it.
DJ, that is not true. You happen to be a very pretty girl. But I know how you feel. When I was in the 7th grade, I had the biggest crush on Sven Anderson. But he liked blondes. So I got a big bottle of peroxide.
Did it work?
Turned my hair orange. I look like Howdy Doody in a mini skirt.
Howdy who?
Anyway, my mother said, don't you worry about what a boyfriend or anyone else thinks of you. You just be the best Becky you can be. And then she made me stand there and list all my good points.
You're not going to make me do that, are you?
Yes, I am. Now go on. Try it.
Well, I am pretty good at school. I have a lot of friends. I have a purple belt in karate. I'm nice to animals. And I have great hair.
You see, those are just a few of the wonderful things about you. Deej, that boy blew it. You are the best.
Thanks, Becky.
You're welcome.
Do you ever think I'll ever have another boyfriend?
Oh, you'll have lots of boyfriends, and some will break your heart. And if I'm not mistaken, you'll probably break a few hearts yourself. It'll be great. And then someday, when you least expect it, you'll meet that one special guy. You'll be spending $1,700 to go out on a date with him.
I don't understand.
Neither do I. But you're feeling better?
Yeah, I guess.
Good.
Now go out there and pinch some butts, kid. Would it be okay if I called you sometime to talk about girl stuff?
Anytime you want.
Thanks.
You're welcome.
And DJ and Becky hug, and that is, tear to my eyes.
Oh, that Aunt Becky. Well, she wasn't Aunt Becky yet, right? Wasn't officially Aunt
She
Becky
wasn't
at
Aunt
this
Becky.
point.
She was just Becky. Yeah, 'cause she's just dating, Stamos, and she told him they were just going to be friends.
Right.
Something changed between them. Yeah.
Yeah. In this episode, I noticed something. Were those real life moms, Candace Cameron Bure, Jodie Sweetin, and Andrea Barber, in the audience for the Bachelor auction?
The moms always made it so much fun, and we loved them dearly. And I think during the 8th season run of Full House, just about all the moms would visit us on set. We had Barbara Cameron. She would bring cookies. Janice Sweetin, Dolly Saget, Loretta Stamos, Carol Franklin, Jarni Olson, and the dads too. But then we'd have Barbara Weinger, Laura Lee Laughlin, and my mom Arlen. And some of those moms, thank goodness, are still with us.
And Barbara still made cookies on Fuller House.
Yeah.
She would still bring those
she
to
brought
the
it
taping.
back. Yeah. It's a little tradition. And then Andrea's mom, Sherry, used to take pictures of everybody and ask them, "When's your birthday?" And then she would post a little birthday board in the back behind the set. So
and they were also on the finale of Fuller House. Do you remember that? They were in the wedding.
They just made it so much fun, and we would just sit and rehash old stories, and it was just like, it's like family, It's like, the family gets together and everybody talks about old stuff they've done.
Yeah, absolutely.
Have you had people visit you on the set? Like, would your parents come? And
yeah, so like legally I had to have a mom there, or a parent or a guardian of sort. So my mom was always on set. She just kind of was like more undercover. She used to like to hang out in the trailer. And my dad came to a couple of tapings, but he lived in San Francisco, so it was harder for him to come. But I think he came to one or two, and my brother. And then it was like, because it was such a big hit show, it was really exciting for a friend to come. They loved it.
Who's the most famous person who ever visited you on a set?
Most famous person that visited
Well, you got
me.
lots of famous friends.
I do have some. I do have some famous friends. I don't really, to this day, I don't really have people come visit me at work. I don't know what it is about it. I feel like there's a pressure to like hang out while you're working. So I don't really have a ton of people visiting me. Sad.
I remember it was so exciting when we first started doing Full House on the Lorimar stage, because they were always shooting something, and Stamos would always go, "Hey, do you want to go? Michael Keaton's down on that stage, or Robin Williams is over there. Let's go and just walk on." And I'm like, "You can do that?" And they're like, yeah, we work here. And it was just like so cool to be able to go on movie sets.
So cool. I remember Jodie Sweetin and we used to go to the Warner Brothers studio store, and we got a discount, and that was a real thrill.
That's a big deal. That's a big deal. We did that when we shot our Disney shows, when ABC and Disney, Disney bought ABC, and then
Right.
We went and shot our Disney episodes down in Florida, and we could take a shopping cart, and they would close the store. We could grab whatever we wanted.
Oh my gosh, that's my dream.
Crazy. And then
Oh my goodness.
I got every stuffed animal I could find, loaded up my shopping cart, and I remember bringing those home for my son Luke, and I filled his whole bed with every Disney stuffed animal.
How old
toy
was
I
he
could
around
find.
that time?
He was probably about two and a half.
Oh, that's the best.
So it was like right in the sweet spot. Yeah.
Oh, it's the best.
So many thoughts about Full House.
Mhm.
All of you who are watching or listening, why don't you tell us about your favorite episode, or just why you love the show so much? Or maybe you had a question for me or Marla. Just email us at socials@podco.us.
And as you know, we close every episode of Full House Rewind by giving all of you who need it a hug. This week, our feel-good hug goes out to all of the moms out there. Hold on to your mom, because someday you'll miss her more than you ever imagined. So for all of you moms out there and the moms that we miss and love so dearly, this Full House hug goes out to you.
Aw, here we go. Aw, moms. I love that we're giving moms everywhere. You're a mom. Mm-hmm. I love my mom.
Moms are the best.
So that's our show. Thank you for stopping by. We love having you guys watch and listen to us.
Yeah, join us next time on Full House Rewind, and you can watch all of our episodes on Full House Rewind YouTube channel. And if you have a comment, if you have a question, a story that you want to share with me and Dave, head over to our Instagram at Full House Rewind. Send us a DM. We'll get back to you and have a great day.
Bye, everybody.